Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Olevs 9950. Let's start with the wrist check. I'm wearing the Sanda 6016, homage to a Casio G-Shock. And Greg was wearing my Podagar 629. Grogu asked Obi-Wan Kenobi's Force Ghost how come they weren't able to figure out that Palpatine was really Darth Sidious. He said he was so charming and all the girls had the biggest crush on him. Mon Mothma used to say Palpatine made her heart palpitate. Alright, let's take a look at the watch. Comes in this box. Comes with the instructions, the hang tag, and the unsigned warranty card. And here is the watch. This is the second Olevs on my channel. A while back, my wife found this on Amazon and was excited to show it to me and said I should review it. Well, I looked on Amazon and it was $50, and I said to myself, there is no way I'm spending $50 on this Olevs. So I looked on AliExpress and they had it for half of that, so I went ahead and ordered it. Happy wife, happy life. This does seem to be a watch that a wife or a girlfriend would pick out. The biggest draw would have to be its octagon shape. The AliExpress ad has a model with a thick zippered leather jacket standing next to a sports car. Seems more like a dress chronograph to me. I can picture wearing this to a funeral or a wedding, but not really the racetrack. The watch is 42.4 millimeters wide, 53 millimeters lug to lug. It's only 11.8 millimeters thick. Has a 22 millimeter lug width and only weighs 63 grams on the supplied leather strap. Then the bezel is smooth and octagon shaped to go with the case. And this is obviously a chrome plated alloy and not a steel bezel. Then we have the dial. The dial looks plastic, and I'm pretty sure it is. Then we have the Olevs name and logo right here. And then this dial's unusual because on the left 2/3 of it looks like pretty traditional here, but on the right we have all these minute markers and two different columns of minute markers, which is weird. But we have no minute markers on the left side, so that makes setting the watch kind of difficult, because if your minute hand is on the left side of the watch, you gotta wait for a 5-minute mark to set the watch. But if it's on the right side, you can set it at the next minute. So weird. Then we have a date at the 3. And then we have the hands, of course, and they're skeleton hands, but not super skeleton. I mean, the tips are half the length of the hands. And then we have the indices. The indices are not loomed, but the hands are, except for the second hand, and the second hand does have this red tip here. Then we have the subdials. The top subdial is the sub-seconds for the chronograph. The bottom subdial is the second counter for the chronograph, and the left subdial is the minute counter for the chronograph. Then the crown is a sign push-pull. There's the Olevs crown right there. And it's not a screw down because you only get 30 meters water resistance. And the crown action, though, is super duper loose. So look at that. And then when you go to set it, you get a minute hand jump almost every time. And if you hold it, though, you can press it in without it jumping, but you got to hold it. Then the pushers, they're oval shaped. And of course, there's no locking because you only get 30 meters water resistance. Top pusher starts the chronograph. And as you can see, the sub-second goes around every 2 seconds. So it's really only 1/10 of a second, not 1/20 of a second. Push it again to stop, reset, and it's not a mecha quartz, so it's a fast rewind. The crystal is just a flat mineral glass, nothing special about it. And then the case is a chrome-plated alloy, and it feels cheap, so it doesn't seem very sturdy. And then the case back is a snap-on because you only get 30 meters. Unfortunately, though, you don't get any screws, so it's a snap-on. And due to the fact that it's not round, I don't know how difficult it is to snap back in. Sometimes that's why square case backs have screws, because they don't snap in very well. So hopefully that won't be an issue there when you change the battery. Then it says stainless steel back, which is another tell that the rest of the watch is not. Then it gives the model number, and it says octagonal watch. Now underneath the case back is a chronograph movement. I'm sure it's Chinese made, because if it was Japanese, they'd advertise it. But it looks like the second hand does hit the marks, so that's always nice. And I'm not going to take the case back off to look, because usually these cheap ones, they never tell you what it is anyway. Then the strap says genuine leather. I don't have any reason not to believe them. Feels like genuine leather. Seems like a good strap. Seems sturdy and thick and looks nice, so I like the strap. Then it has a sign buckle. Then it has two keepers, one fixed, one floating. And you don't get any quick release though. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. It looks nice. It wears nice and flat. It is a fairly big watch, but it's not that thick, which helps. And as you can see though, I only got 3 notches left on the strap. So about 8 1/4 is as big as you're going to go without needing to change it. And once again, it does not have quick release. Here we're in the Lume room. I'm not expecting much, but we're going to test it anyway. As we speed up the time, we see that the sub-dial lume is already gone and there's no index lume. But the hand lume is doing okay for itself. Not great, but not awful. Better than what I was expecting. What do I like about this watch? Well, I like the fact that it has a sub-second dial in the chronograph. Makes the chronograph somewhat useful. I like the octagon shape, giving it a somewhat unique look. And I like this leather strap and buckle. I think it's pretty well done for the price. And I like the fact that this watch makes my wife happy. What are my gripes and groans? It only has minute markers on the right side and not the left side. So it makes setting the watch difficult when you're on the left. And the loose crown action also makes it really difficult to set. And the case just seems cheap. Do I recommend this watch? Well, I don't know. I don't hate this watch, but it's such a pain to set because of the minute markers only being on one side, plus the loose crown action. Yes, it's quartz, so you can possibly get away with only setting it twice a year at the daylight saving switch, but you're not going to need to have fun doing so. So it all depends really if you like the looks of the watch. If you like the looks, get it. But for God's sake, don't spend $50 on Amazon. Get it for $25 on AliExpress. Well, thank you for watching the review of the Olevs 9950, and I will be back with another review or unboxing. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.